All right, guys, welcome back. I'm Laura Wilkie with Down Home with Lemon Pie, and this is the end of our school year. We are wrapping up Creation to the Greek, so I'm going to talk to you guys about what we did and all of the changes we made for this program. Welcome back. If you're brand new to my channel, I'm a Christian homeschool stay-at-home mom. I've got 7 kiddos and we homeschool as a family. We do a family style learning, and my kiddos range in age from 11 all the way down to this school year. We had our 7th baby. So this was a very different school year for us. We had a couple things go on. I broke my leg in shortly after our first semester, right when we were starting our second term or second semester. And yeah, that threw some curveballs our way. We also made a lot of changes to this curriculum. We started out with Creation to the Greeks, and I love My Father's World. This is by My Father's World. I love My Father's World. I have used them for years. However, with this particular program, it was not quite working out for us. I don't know why or what the difference was this year. I don't know if it was the program or if it was us or if it was the ages of my kiddos. I don't know, but this program is actually like a program for the middle years in school. So it goes from about 3rd or 4th grade up to about 8th grade is what this program is designed for. So it's on the rotation. If you need help with that, you can click the link below and go to My Father's World where you can learn more about that. But I don't know, for some reason it did not work. So there's some other things that we did here. I'm going to talk about those real quick. I want to tell you I do not have all of the books and resources that we use this school year with me right now, because as you can see from the background, we are in the process of moving. If you have not checked out that video, you need to check it out right here. We are moving and making a huge family change, so next school year is going to look a lot different as well. Okay, so let me go real quick. And if you are new to this program, if you're planning to use this program with your family, you do not have to get the newest edition, I guess. I always buy them used, so I usually get the older editions, and it's perfectly fine. But do join the Facebook groups so that you can learn about changes or ways to edit it. For example, one of the books that they recommend with this program is Streams of Civilization. Big old book, it's so heavy. But one of the things I did with this was I went to the Facebook groups and early on printed out, it has where it corresponds. So in your curriculum guide, it tells you go to such and such page, and this is a different edition than what this one is. So they don't match. So what you need to do is go to the Facebook groups, and you can find, it'll have little printouts in the files, and it'll tell you, like on this day when it tells you this in the old edition, then you actually can find it here in the new one. So it all mixes together, and I just left that in my book like as a bookmark. Okay, so had my kiddos been maybe older, or I don't even know even if they were older, we may have preferred to use this. However, this did not work for our family. This is not the way I teach my kids or the way we learn. This is literally a textbook. It has some interesting information and things, but it is very much a textbook. Okay, and I try to teach my kids in a different manner. We follow a lot more of living books. And so for me, that was not going to work for us. So some of the books that I did use instead of streams, I found a lot of other books that were helpful. And I will link the videos below because I go through those in several other videos where I was going through our school year and updating you as we went. And I will link all of those below. But we did not like streams, so we did not use it. We tried, but it didn't work. So we did use this one. We enjoyed it. I really liked it for the way it was laid out and the ease that it was done for the kids so that they could easily understand what things that it was talking about and explaining. It had a few things in here. I will say the crafts and activities were really challenging, so we didn't really do most of them. Or they weren't, some of them weren't challenging. They were just time consuming or whatever. So we really didn't do most of those. We did some stuff, but we did some other things as well. And that is all in the other videos. The same kind of goes for this one. We didn't use this one. I don't really remember using this one hardly at all. I remember I looked through it a few times and I would show like the examples, but I don't think we used this one at all. We did not do, I don't know, was this for, yeah, this was for science. We did not do the science that they had us do. So that's probably why we didn't use it very much. But instead we did a different science program completely. So we did not use that one. We also, I wanted to get to Archimedes and the Door of Science. I wanted to read that as a read aloud, and we actually did not get to that this year either because of we had a baby and we had a broken leg and we just had all kinds of things. So real quick, I do want to encourage you, if your school year looks like that, it is okay. Your kids are still learning. You know, they're learning about life. It's not ever going to be just beautiful and perfect. So it's okay if you have these little hiccups along the way. That's okay. We did thrive when we learned about dinosaurs, and I was really excited. I added this one in from the kindergarten, My Father's World program, because I had a kindergartner and a couple little preschoolers in our school this year. And then I also had my second grader who had not read this one yet. So we did enjoy this again, but my big kids already had read it, so we already knew that. Loved this one. Love, love, love. Love Ken Ham. Love the things that he has put out and with their company. So love, love, love this one. Highly recommend it for anyone you know that loves dinosaurs or has questions about the dinosaurs and how that all fits into the world. You know, there's a lot of books out there that are misleading and are going to tell you wrong things. So loved this one for getting that truth. Life in the Great Ice Age. I did read this one. I saw it recommended by some other moms. I loved this, and my kids loved it too because it was, it looks like a small book, but it actually took us, I think maybe 2 weeks to get through it. And it's done like a story. So we really loved that. It's not written like a textbook. It's very much a story of this little boy and his life growing up and living during this time period, which was super educational for me. I went to those big public schools where they don't teach you this. They just teach you kind of what Disney teaches you, you know, the Ice Age movie or whatever. And some of that is not as accurate. So this was very, very good. I did not know that the Ice Age looked like this. I did not know that the whole world was not covered in ice. I did not know it had grass and things. So this was super educational for Mama as well. Okay, I used 2 of these. Got these on Book Outlet. The link is below, but you can get them wherever. And I did 100 Facts Ancient Greece, and I did Ancient Rome. And they even have Ancient Egypt, but I did not find that one until we were past that part, so I did not purchase that one, but I may go back and get it for the future years when we come back to this time period. But love these. I would just do like a section a day, and see, like this is in the army, and there's food and here's games, there's housing, here's about the Roman baths, just all kinds of neat information. So this was like a fun facts, kind of like a read aloud, but more like we did this during morning time. So just kind of a few quick facts real quick. Loved that. We really liked this one, and I did not. You probably saw my other video at the beginning of the school year. I wasn't sure what we were going to think about this. I was kind of nervous because we had done very little bit of Latin, and we were going to start into Greek, and I just like, what are we doing? Loved this. Even my big kids, or my little guys, loved this. But basically, this is how it looks. You've got a whole bunch of pages that look like this. And it has the Greek word there at the top, scopio. And what I would do, let me see if I can find that one. I have all of our little cards. I would make little cards. I was going to try and find that exact one. Okay, so what I would do is I would just write scopio on our little card, and then I would write what it means at the top, which was see, look, or consider. And then I would write 2 or 3 words from our language, English language, that come from the word scopio and their definition, so that I could tell those to the kiddos as well. And so in this case, it has scope, all that the eye can see, microscope, device to look at small objects, and periscope, device for seeing around obstacles. So that is all here. All of that information is right here for you. So I would just write that down, and then every single day, we would just go through these cards like flashcards, and the kids would get so excited. I would just hold them up and I would say scopio, and they would tell me what they were, and Saros, and they would tell me what it was, and we'd go through them. And they loved this. They loved it, and they did really well at it. Sometimes I'd pass the cards around and let them quiz each other or quiz me or whatever. And so we enjoyed that. I didn't expect that to be a highlight of their year, but it really was. And so they enjoyed that, and they also got those root words so that they can further their language. Okay, so for the biblical feast, this was a huge mom fail for me. We started out really well with the biblical feast. However, I kind of failed and dropped the ball once we had the baby and my leg, and we just stopped for the rest of the school year. There really weren't that many coming up in the spring anyways, but I feel like I missed the biggest ones. So kind of a big mom fail there, but we had a lot going on. And like I said, that's how it is sometimes. So next school year, we may try to pick those back up, but we did get some of all the fall ones. We got all of those. I think there were 3 or 4. I can't remember. We got all those fall ones right away, and that was exciting, and we learned a lot. This is the book they recommend. I did not use this book very much. There's also a cookbook recommended in the teacher manual at the end. If you don't know that, there are like week by week books that they recommend, and there's a cookbook recommended. I did not use that one really like I thought I would either, because like I said, I dropped the ball on that one. So we did use Milk and Honey, A Year of Jewish Holidays right here. I've already packed it, but loved that one. And if your kids are young like mine, that 11 or younger age, that is the one I'm going to recommend, because it has cute little stories and songs and things that go with it. It's just so much more age appropriate, and for me, I enjoy that stuff. So that was the one I enjoyed. It's already been packed up. Like I said, we did not really use this one, but this one would be good. It was very well done. It's just really a lot better for probably mom's education to teach the kids, and also for the kids that are bigger. But it has lots of good stuff in it. It just wasn't as fun. So that's that. All right, another one that we loved And this is what we're going to continue. We're going to take this one actually through our school years. It is the Victor Journey Through the Bible. We are still using this because we're still doing kind of a small morning time for summer. And it is just this, and then a little unit study that we're working on about the mountains, and a read aloud. It's just a little short, just to keep us in that routine. But love this. I've recommended it to several people in the past. But basically, it goes straight through the Bible, and it tells you right here what passage to read. So we read that passage. If it skips passages, like if the next page skips passages, let me see. Nope, that one goes in order. But if it skips, then I still just go do those. I just don't use this yet. So we're still reading through the whole Bible as a family, which is great. And after you've read those passages, then you read this. And it's so fascinating. It tells you, oh, it says in the Bible this, and that was from, back then it was like this, or it explains everything. It's just so good. So sometimes it has pictures about, you just learned about Mount Moriah. Here's a picture of what it looks like right now. So those are kinds of things, super, super cool. But halfway through the school year, okay, this is the big kicker. Halfway through the school year, I realized that My Father's World, Creation to the Greeks, was not going to be a good fit for our family. So halfway through, after Christmas, I started us with Story of the World. And I talked about this a lot in my video. I shared it in the Facebook group because I knew that probably if I'm struggling, other mamas are too. I did get some backlash from moderators in that group, so I won't be sharing this video there. But they did not like that we did not like My Father's World. Some things just don't work for everyone. But we found Story of the World and loved it. We went ahead and were able to complete this whole book. I started, I found where we were in My Father's World, what we had studied, and I started partway through this book. I just kind of paired it up and started where that one, kind of where we left off there, where we were stopping, and picked it up here. And so I did not read this whole book, like the beginning, I don't know, the first little quarter of it or something. But I saw some people were saying, oh, it's not Christian, it's this, it's that. I did not have that experience at all. In fact, I loved it so much, we are going to continue it next year. So I found this really fascinating. There were a couple stories that I chose to omit for our family because I did not want to celebrate those ideals. And some of that goes along with mythology. I did not want to do that. We had also talked about we were going to be reading Iliad and the Odyssey. We just kind of did a shortened version of both of those. I was kind of bummed we weren't able to read through like I had wanted or had planned. But sometimes life happens and that's what you do. But I do want to say, if you are planning to go this route, which was so much better for us, it was so much more, it was much more a living book, very much more interesting and exciting for the children, easier for them to relate. And honestly, I thought it was so much better because it came, I can also order this. It doesn't come together, but you can order this too. And it's the activity book. I found this super helpful and it actually changed the whole way that we were doing our homeschool. So it tells you here, it's got like, if you read about Caesar, okay, then it's got review questions. So I would sometimes ask those review questions out loud and they would just answer them. It has narration, which I would write down for them, or sometimes I would do it like dictation and I would read it and they would write it. But so we had that. I had them copy that for copy work. And then after that, like on the next page, it has, you can have further reading. It has extra things you can read. It has map work, coloring pages, activity projects. It has cooking things, crafts. All these things are included in this book. So we went this route and we're going to stay this route. We are not going to continue My Father's World next year. we are going to move forward with Story of the World. So, and at the back of this, I did not show you, but it's got all these things that you can print, coloring pages for you to have prepared to while you read, maps for the kids to do, and it tells you what to do. It has it all in here. It is kind of like, for me, it was kind of like this and the student sheets all in one, but for a huge fraction of the cost and a lot more fun. And it was just self-made. I didn't have to buy all the extras if I didn't want to. It was just those two, and that was it. So I'm gonna stick with this. I'm going to stick with it. I've already purchased them, so we're gonna continue that for next school year. That pretty much wraps up our school year. I'm super excited to move forward. If you want to see what we're going to be doing next school year, it's a little bit different than you probably think. We're taking a little bit different turn, and we have a huge lifestyle change. So stay tuned. I'm going to be sharing those videos with you guys as well. But in the meantime, I hope that this video is helpful for you guys with Creation to the Greeks or Story of the World. All right, guys, I'll see you later.